What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description below. I'll have the whole series down there in order for you guys. In between episodes, I did go ahead and finally hit my respec, so I'll just quickly show you guys what we did. This tree is pretty much exactly the same. We have First Blood, we got Long Shot, Death from Above, and then Leap and Shot, of course, bread and butter. What really changed is I took the points out of this. I saved 2 skill points from dropping this tree. And then I made the difference here. So I went straight into Caltrops, looked like it hurt, Hook and Tackle, Cheap Shot, and then the point that I saved from the other tree, I put right here into Throwing Blades. We're going to see how this works. It's 100% weapon damage per hit, and it's 4 hits, so it should be pretty good. I think what I'll likely do, I mean, if you look down here at the order of my keybinds, you can see the order of play that I want to do here. So I want to go Hook and Tackle into Leaping Shot. This will create the distance, ideally, to do this, Throwing Blades, and then contextually, depending on what's going on, I'll either wait for my cooldowns and my stamina, or if I'm being rushed down, maybe I'll hit a Caltrops, or if there's like a mage in the distance that I can quickly clean up, I'll use Long Shot. But this is going to be my bread and butter for a little bit. 1, 2, 3. That is pretty much the only things I changed. This episode, we are going to be going to Val Royeaux finally. We'll accept that invitation.
What may I do for you?
Okay, we don't have
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
anything with Josephine. I just wanted to check that quickly. Yeah, we'll be accepting the invitation to Val Royeaux. We'll see what the Chantry is summoning us for. We'll see if Mother Giselle's advice was correct, and if we can actually convince anybody to hear us out. I doubt it, but you never know. We do have an Inquisition perk, so let's take us a little look. This is what we're trying to fast track to. We need 4 points in the category, and we currently have 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3. So it was a good shot to get her to do that. The intel thing, that put her at number 3. So we need 1 more in here, and then we can get Deft Hands. So what are our options? Bolster the number of researchers working to study those who stand against the Inquisition. Grants an additional 50% XP for each foe studied, including those already completed. Okay, so that's retroactively more XP every time we turn something into the table. This just increases the range of the search in action, which feels not really necessary to me. A 10% chance to receive extra herbs. You know, I think I will take the enhanced studies. And then next time we get an Inquisition perk, we can get Deft Hands Fine Tools. We can just do as we please with everything. And then I guess we'll start working on probably forces after that. Alright, let's take a look at our war table. Nothing in all ace still, apart from the Val Royeaux thing that we'll be heading to in a second. Got the coin. Okay, yeah, we're all squared up and ready. I'll unlock those areas when we're ready to explore them. Address the Chantry in Val Royeaux. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed, and at this moment we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city, so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster that they believe.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask him.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
Isn't that why I have a
I will
spy
go
master
with him.
and a right hand?
Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
I'd like to know what alternative to that Liliana has in her brain if we weren't to do this, right? I wonder what her option is. Do we just kill them all and hope for the best? It'd be our first time in the series getting a look at Olay and all these really big important names in Olay too.
The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
I guess the Chantry's been handing out flyers, huh?
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliane's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then.
Right, because remember that all the Templars in Thedas that would still listen
They wish
were
to
all
protect
ordered
the
back to
people
Val Royeaux.
From us?
We knew there would be some kind of reaction.
But I didn't expect the Templars to make an appearance.
The people may just be assuming what the Templars will do. I've heard of no concrete plans.
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
By delayed, you mean taken into custody, I assume, Cassandra. Yeah, every single Templar that would listen was ordered back to Val Royeaux by the Chantry and the Lord Seeker. So, technically, every single Templar that is still following their vows is in this city. And for what's that's worth, right? The avenue of her reflective thought, inscribed upon a plaque. Our Lady and the actors of her rise and fall, her message and visage are worth repeating. Is this Andraste and her generals and betrayers, I wonder? Mafrath's remorse, beneath scratched by a vandal, at meeting a low door frame. Yeah, so this is Andraste and her generals, betrayers and executors. Mafrath's blood guilt, beneath scratched by a vandal, and his head suddenly weighs too much. There should be a lot of cool codex here in Val Royeaux, given that it's our first time in the series we've been in anywhere Orlesian, so I'm going to take my time and read a lot of this stuff. Beneath, scratched by a vandal, about his unfortunate hair. His regret about his unfortunate hair. Mafarath's penitence. An unrelated headache. The avenue of her reflective thought. The avenue is inspirational, but wise travelers do not linger in their respects. Not just because the bazaar awaits, but because the area before the back-turned statues is treacherous. Local legend has it that the child empress Amy abused the opportunity of religious repose to relieve herself beneath the gaze of Our Lady. Unable to discipline the toddling leader, her attendants instead chastised the statues, and had them turned in supposed embarrassment. True or not, foolish youths dare each other to soil the spot in similar fashion, and a place of otherwise reverent thought always carries a faint odor about it. Yikes. See, this is why I don't like Olay. It's shit like that. Fuck out of here. Lots of XP and goodies here for looking at all these codex. The first Lion of Olay. In respect to Emperor Alphonse Valmont, the Lions of Olay, a repeating element dedicated to the great defenders otherwise noted. It is rumored that one is gold, one is bronze and weighted with poison, one is chocolate, and one is watching. As the saying goes, dare we all a thief to test his back, and learn which is most dangerous to try deny Olay. In truth, all are lead and leaf. Don't pretend to ride them too long, lest the mind give way. They're actually all just fake statues. Again, all Legion games, right? We'll worry about the storefronts in the upper floor afterwards, I think. I think that would be a better decision. Not of heroes united in hatred. If we are re-examining motive, let us not stop at the sons of the betrayer. For the first leader of young Olay after the sons was Jesharvis, chattel wife of two of them. But examine the facts. proud daughter of the Syrian, chosen not unkindly by Izarath to be his bride. It was her reach that granted him power to unify. Consider what she witnessed in the consolidation of her people. She has always been portrayed with sadness. But what if, when our nation was born, the game was born with it? Judge her actions, not as property, but as master, and what changes. As victim, Izarath, rumored cruel, breaks the clans in a lust for power. His brother, Verald, exiled from his own machinations in young Navarra, appeals to the saddened wife and promises a new path. The brothers vie, and Verald wins, and then demands the hand of Gisarvis, another Ferelden greedy for power. In a decade, the shy victim Gisarvis is the figurehead of the people's rebellion against the last son of the betrayer. As master, bound to rivalries far older, she harbors a hatred beyond Tevinter. And while Izarath is distracted with personal concern or with building a nation to withstand his own people's enemy, she invites the broken brother and sets him against the driven. While accepting marriage to the victor, Gisarvis seeds rebellion among those who remember how their lands were taken not a generation before. Both leave her as a ruler, as Gyoja, but should not the rule of a victim be uncertain? Gisarvis rules for 42 years. There were no great swings backward, no people's retribution, for she had become accustomed. If the goals of Izarath were selfish, and the goal of Gisarvis was to reverse them, then Olay is born of the failure of both. But if Izarath built his father's wall, and Gisarvis wanted revenge, then we are a nation of two successors. Two parents, in opposition, but in partnership. I think there's... Not sure if we'll make it up to here. Tree of the Highwayman repents. Gallows master, hold thy hand, hold it back a while. Callous juror, let me stand, let me bear a smile. For comes my brother distant, for comes my saviour soon. I stand here most insistent, I will receive my boon. Fellow soldier, hold thy voice, hold it if you may. Balos, shoulders, show my choice, I am in your sway. For know my crime was cruel, and all my pain deserved. I stand here as a fool, despite my brother served. Mother dearest, look away, look into the sun. Others nearest, gone astray, you will be undone. For no more will I prattle, and no more will I pray. Here you must the rattle, as life will fly away. From songs of old Olay, she of the highwayman repents. Inscriptions collected by formerly Sister Ladine. What, she got fired? You had the nobles here. I guess they're all guardsmen, but they were saying be on your guard because the Inquisition is present.
The Templars will stand for us and help Val Royeaux return to mourning.
I suppose we'll see, won't we?
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming
You can already see the angle they're playing for here.
We say this is a false prophet. No servant of anything beyond his selfish greed.
We came here in peace, simply to talk. And this is what you do? I implore you, let us sit down together to deal with the real threat.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Oh shit.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
So much for blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just, huh? I guess they didn't return to the fold after all.
Was that display supposed to impress me?
On the contrary, it wasn't for you at all.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
That is an interesting phrasing. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine. Is he trying to be the big swinging sword that leads us into the New Age instead of the Inquisition? You can hear a lot of envy in that voice, right? It's all about me, me, me. So we're obviously not gonna appeal to him. Similarly, like he said, the display of the revered mother back there wasn't for us. Well, what I'm gonna say needs to not be for him. It needs to be with his men, because they're the ones that might change their mind. This dude is... he's the Lord Seeker. He's not gonna sway. We already know about the Seekers and how they hold themselves from talking to Cassandra earlier, so... let's just appeal to his men.
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as he did.
A staunch and loyal member of the Order. So loyal, he abandoned them for a false herald.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
And there goes the Templar Order.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
It didn't exactly go how he wanted it to, did it? He kind of roasted me on the stage, too, by saying that it just wasn't even for us. After we puffed our chest up and said, am I supposed to be impressed? We kind of got cooked there, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
So he's acting out of sorts, too. I mean, there is currently a civil war going on, right? 2 years ago, the entire mage population of the world didn't rebel.
Do you think he can be reasoned with?
I hope so. If not him, there are surely others in the Order who don't feel as he does. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
His Templar Knight in the back seemed to have a difference in opinion of some of that. It seemed like he would listen.
Excuse me, but is what they're saying real? The Inquisition's going to fix the hole in the sky?
That's what we're attempting, yes.
No one is doing anything. The Chantry's useless, and the Templars... Andraste... I never thought they'd abandon us. Listen, your camp will need food. I have contacts. We'll have deliveries there in days.
You want to help the Inquisition?
Never been part of something this big before, but if your Inquisition's going to seal the sky, I want to help.
Let's get some of Cassandra's input here. What do you think, Cass?
What do you think, Cassandra?
I think the woman is asking you and not me.
Well, he is...
The Herald of Andraste. Yes, I understand. Haven is a mess, but we won't turn away anyone willing to help. Invite her, if it pleases you.
Okay, well, if you get the green light from her, then you get the green light from me.
Head to Haven, then. We need good people.
I don't know if I'm that, but it will be nice to see. Thank you.
And I think she becomes an agent in the connections category, so not going to help us with perks in other trees, but
An arrow with a message?
with good aim, wherever that came from. Favors for friends. A message is attached, written in a large flowing hand and bordered with doodles. People say you're special. I want to help, and I can bring everyone. There's a baddie in Val Royeaux. I hear he wants to hurt you. Have a search for the red things in the market, the docks, and round the calf, and maybe you'll meet him first. Bring swords. Friends of Red Jenny. A poor drawing of the locations in the market is attached. So Red Jenny is actually really interesting. If you remember back in Dragon Age Origins, in the Denerim market, we delivered a little box to somebody in a door for Friends of Red Jenny. And then I believe it's brought up in Dragon Age 2 as well.
Ever since our divine was
You know, Red Jenny is an interesting thing.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
Very
And
true.
you had no part in forcing our hand. Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow
That's
clerics
because
are
you tried to make a show of us,
skeptical
not the
along
other
with
way
their
around.
conscience. Just tell me one thing. Do you truly believe you are the Maker's chosen?
I do believe it. Do you have a better explanation?
Several, but are they the truth? I am left to question all I have been taught. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
It must be really nice for her to sit there, recovering from her punch to the back of the head by a Templar, and blame us, the Inquisition, for that. Like, that we forced her hand. Nobody told her to stand up here after receiving their invitation and try to make a show of us, to denounce us in front of the entirety of Val Royeaux and the Templar Order. That was her decision, and her doing that made the Templars have to make a show of things too. Could have had a private conversation in a meeting room somewhere over cheese and wine. The Orlesian way. But she didn't do that.
You're obviously skeptical. What do you believe I am?
Our divine, Her Holiness is dead. I have seen evidence for everything, except what would comfort me.
That doesn't answer my question.
For you to be true, a great many things must be false. And if you are false, a great many things must have failed. There is chaos ahead, whatever your intentions.
So what happens now? Will the Chantry continue to denounce me?
We have already done so. And what good has it done us? Now it falls on us to select a new divine, if we can, and leave the next step to her.
Provided such a selection is even possible.
I truly don't know. Any revered mother who could have followed Justinia died at the conclave. What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is in the Maker's hands now.
Well, she certainly wouldn't make a good choice for the seat, would she? And if everybody left is like her, they're all going to be arguing, going tit for tat, trying to win brownie points and take the seat themselves, right?
Where is the Lord Seeker taking the Templars?
I can't begin to guess the Lord Seeker's mind. He could not have abandoned his intended role more completely.
There must be sense to what we can't see.
Must there? Rebellion seems popular in certain quarters, doesn't it, Seeker? Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival to the Chantry itself?
We're not supposed to be a rival, and we wouldn't have been a rival if you had done things differently. You made us a rival by denouncing us and openly opposing us, right? We could have been friends. We wanted their support. We wanted the Templars and everything else. They're the ones that didn't give it to us.
What were you hoping the
They
Lord
see us
Seeker
as a
would do
threat.
exactly?
We aren't one.
Put aside his war against the mages and find common purpose against something much more dire. Obviously, he has other plans. With the knights vigilant slain at the conclave, there is nothing more we can do.
Perhaps there is something we can do.
I'd like to believe that, Seeker. I truly would. I suppose we can expect renewed effort against the mages from him, and yet more chaos.
So she still respects the role of Seeker, but nothing else in the in-between.
How many Templars turned on the Chantry exactly?
They rebelled across Thedas. Some remained loyal, but not enough to call them the Order. The White Spire here in the capital was the largest garrison, but now it stands empty. Perhaps more shall flock to the Lord Seeker's banner now. How far has faith waned, I wonder?
How are people responding to all of this?
Despair. Fear. We mourn Her Holiness. The people look to the sky and wonder how long before terror comes for us all. There must be a way through this. Is it you? The Templars? The Maker's will? We abandoned our duties. We servants of the faith. Now we can only pray.
You know, it would have been good if she had considered all of these things before she openly denounced us and tried to make a show of us in front of the crowd. Because if she had sat there and contemplated all this beyond her own shallow activities, then she might have come to the conclusion that maybe we should actually just speak. Because they seem to be lacking an army right now, right? The Templars are gone. And if the Chantry needs protection, and they would like to restore order in the way that it was for them to be at the head of the table, right? The Inquisition could have been that force for them if they had played their cards right, but now it won't be.
It's not too late. The Chantry could still help us and come out on top.
If only that were true.
What's to stop you from trying?
We are not looking for a winning horse. We are simply trying to do the right thing.
Right. Right thing by who? Certainly isn't the people, is it? I don't think any of that is to do with the benefit of the people of Thedas, or Lay, or the faithful, or whatever you want to do. All that was just seemed like some grandstanding nonsense of we're the big swinging dick. Like she said, her whole problem is that we, quote-unquote, brought up a rival to the Chantry. Meaning, she just wants to be in charge.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
It has nothing to do with us being bad for the realm, or untrustworthy, or any of that. Red handkerchief folded around a key, with a small, hasty scroll. Key lifted from drunk swearing about Herald. Don't know what door. I'm out. My debt is paid. A cheeky little buck back here. Codex. It's the Randy Dowager Quarterly. We don't need to read that. And again, it's just super convenient for them, right? That she gets to make a show become the farce that she was trying to make us be, and then just pass all the blame along.
Well, that was a change of effect.
As if it's our fault.
My Maker, know my heart. Take from me a life of sorrow. Comfort is only yours to give. Oh, Maker, where is the comfort? Look away. I have broken the chant because it comes from my heart. What have we when our divine is dead and the sky burns?
Does he mean... Oh, right, they're not allowed to speak, are they? Unless it's from the Chant of Light. That's what chanters do. They're not allowed to talk. They're usually by the chanters' boards. How would I handle this? This is basically saying the Inquisition will fix this. This one is declaring myself more of the Herald, but that might not help with his current crisis of faith, so...
The Inquisition can give you the answers you need.
So, I have a faith I've lost. Or one that seeks to drive it from me. I can't even look to our Templars. How is this not darkness?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be, joining up anytime soon. Alright, so we got a couple things to do here. How does this work? It's the upper level, and this is the main level where we currently are. So if we go upper level, that's the handkerchief right here. So we'll travel there, and then we'll try to swing our way around this place. A scrap of parchment is hastily torn from an ornate document, stuffed into his hiding space with a large red sock. And we are to obey well. We meet at 3 bells to discuss how best to serve the new way. Scroll below is a misspelled script. Herald go at time. Praise addressed. Yeah, praise addressed. That's perfect. That is definitely my meme for this playthrough. Praise addressed. I mean, Val Royeaux is a pretty place. The only other time we've been to anywhere Elysian, I believe, is in the Dragon Age 2 expansion, right? Where you go hunting in the woods and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's Olay too. It looks like it, because everything out there looks exactly like where we were when we were doing that expansion, so... Well, let's see if we can fast-track this.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me.
Yes, we can.
As there is but one God, one life, one death. The Templars did...
I believe that met...
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Invitation. First Enchanter Vivian, you are cordially invited to attend my salon held at the chateau of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine. Yours, Vivienne de Feur, First Enchanter of Montsamard, Enchanter to the Imperial Court. Invited by a mage, huh? Let's take a quick look around. I think we're missing one more Red Jenny item, right? By the cafe. But I do want to just quickly swing around and make sure we didn't miss anything else. We're going to get a cutscene as we try to leave through the main gate again, so... Just giving that stuff a little bit of a wide berth.
This cannot stand. How can it stand?
Thank you for your input. How does the god feel about this? Yeah, I'd probably feel that way too. I do not envy your job, put it that way. You buy and sell, no plaque to read in here. I mean, I'm mainly codex hunting at this point.
Well, this has all been a frustrating mess. Templars and Chantry and especially the mages, just everything. I apologize if you were refused service, but we are now open for business. Especially if you put my wares to use.
Le Masque du Lion. We cheered when honored was her might, but many more deserve a thought. For though she was the first to knight, her kin and kind have always fought. From a plaque with the dedication, Le Masque du Lion, sponsored by Princess Corinne's 1st Cavalry, for those we stood beside.
We maintain an Inquisition presence on Commander Cullen's orders. This has been received as you might expect.
Yeah, I'm sure. Old Dragon Hunter's bar, that's pretty cool. That's more about Matharath that we already are aware of. Here's my handkerchief, and I think these two have had a little bit of drink. Might be time for you boys to go home. Favors for friends. A different simple script on the back of a stable report, marked with red paint. Thank you, friends, for helping good Lady Karis. So those who asked about Herald enter third passage could not stay to see them exit. Taken together, the messages reveal a time, path, and key to a location on the world map. Will be the third and final. Eric is enjoying the song just like me. Very cool. I love the bard stuff. The summer home of Monsieur Glubs. Is that the name of their fish?
What? Yes, I'm sorry. Minding the duties of...
What is this now?
Ailing Mother, Havara. I am rather overwhelmed. Forgive me. I am unsure whether I meant to extend Chantry services to you, and that troubles me greatly.
All's well, it seems.
So she wants to be nice, but she's not sure that she's allowed to be nice. Victory in Shade. Here grows one of many strange trophies returned from the liberation of Kirkwall in 760 Storm, where brave Orlesian forces turned back the unstoppable Cunari. A cutting salvaged from a burning dreadnought was presented to Emperor Cyril, and it was tended to full growth by the careful hands of Val Royeaux's master landscapers. A burning dreadnought. So this is a canary tree. And they planted it in Val Royeaux as a giant fuck you to the canary. That is an interesting trophy though. They took like a sapling from a canary dreadnought and planted and grew it in their home city. Alright, and that is Val Royeaux. We do have one more conversation to have on the way out, but that is pretty much it. There'll probably be a lot of jumping and editing around here for me to try and keep the episode down a little, but that's Val Royeaux. We have one more person to meet with as we leave right here. We'll be accosted.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
You know, the really interesting thing about this character, actually, if you read extended lore and all that stuff, is not only did she used to be a Grey Warden, and is no longer a Grey Warden, but she is also Alistair's mother. Yes, Alistair, the current king of Ferelden. So she is technically the mother of the current king, and a mage, and no longer a Grey Warden. I believe she met King Marek when they were on their exploration journeys with the Wardens. There's a whole novel about it called Dragon Age The Calling, and basically King Marek goes on a journey with some Wardens, and she's one of them. But she's no longer a Warden now. And I guess they had a romance and she gave birth to Alistair. The whole thing in Dragon Age Origins, turns out, was just a cover story from Arleman and everybody else to protect King Marek and Alistair's true heritage. So the whole thing with Galdana and the sister that's super bitchy, that we almost paid a ton of sovereigns to, by the way, is not actually even his sister, and they have no combination there at all. There's lots of intriguing things about Fiona.
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
Well, she's making her play up front on who she thinks is responsible. Since she was a Grey Warden mage, you know, that probably means she's done blood magic at a certain point. And again, blood magic's not inherently evil. Grey Wardens do whatever it takes to win. That's fine. I'm not gonna say anything about her doing that, but that's interesting, right? The current first Enchanter and leader of the Mage Rebellion is a retired Grey Warden blood mage. It's pretty fucking interesting. And again, whose son, nobody knows this, but her son is actually currently on the throne. And she must know that, right? She must know that that's the case.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
She speaks very calm and measured, almost like she's halfway to being tranquil, right? She's not like all the way convinced. Well, she's way more willing to talk to us than Lucius was. But there could be also a motivation behind that. Why are you so interested in doing this now?
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the Chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lord Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
Very interesting character. Not sure what to make of her, really, Grand Enchanter Fiona. At least of her motivations in coming here, but she has my utmost respect as Grey Warden. Whether she is still or not, she did at some point take that oath. She has my respect, as all Grey Warden characters do in all these games. That counts for something, so we'll definitely go meet her. Anyways, now that brings us to the end of the Val Royeaux section, that is a pretty good place to wrap this on up. They get a little spicy on the time there, so I'll do my best to try and get this down a little bit. So thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you get notified every single time my content goes live, even when YouTube is being stupid. And I will see you soon with more Dragon Age Inquisition. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Peace.